And welcome back to the Homemade Podcast of Sports with your host, Jay Pops. Guys, we're back. Sorry for the late edition of the reaction to what happened with the Texas A&M and Florida game. But hey, guys, we got to talk about it, man. We got to talk about it. So Texas A&M comes away with a pretty dominant performance, to say the least, against the Florida Gators down there in the swamp. Guys, I'm elated. I'm happy. We have finally broke this 10-game road losing streak that was just hovering over this team. And immediately when we broke it, the next following day at about 1 p.m., they hurry up and put Texas A&M back in the top 25 ranks. I'm going to be honest with you. I knew they was probably going to do it, but it was some things that Texas A&M had to completely get out the way, man. They had to get it out the way. Shout out to the Ags for getting out there on the road, taking care of business, and doing what they needed to do against a pretty bad Florida team, to say the least. But then again, I'm going to walk you through a stat, right? I'm going to walk you through a stat. This is what Graham Mertz came away with in so far as completions and passing yards. Graham Mertz walked away by far being a better quarterback in that game. He was 12 of 15. 12 of 15. Now, I do understand that came in some trash time, and at that point, the game was already dead in the water. But Graham Mertz walked away in that game 12 of 15, 195 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. DJ Lagway came out of that game in which I knew DJ, I'm not going to necessarily say he was going to struggle because that was a lot, but DJ was going to be DJ. But I knew with what Texas A&M had, they were going to absolutely shut it down once they seen it rolling. DJ was 6 of 13, I think, for like 57 yards, 53 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. In his debut against a Texas team. Now, remind you, they also have to travel to Austin, in which, as of right now, they're the number 1 team. It may be fluke right now. Yeah, I do understand, but they look good. So we'll give them their credit. Do they deserve number 1 ranking? Guys, we'll find out. We're going to see. But for right now, A&M, so far as A&M is concerned, as soon as they left away with giving that ass whooping to the Florida Gators, like I say, they completely hurry up and put those guys in the top 25 and said, hey, we miss you. I love it. A lot of people, they love to say, man, we ain't worried about the rankings right now. Guys, I'm not neither. But you're going to have to start worrying about the rankings sooner or later, you know? And if these guys are going to rank you, then they expect for you to come out on the better end of the ranking, if you can. So, number 1, look, everybody want to talk about quarterback controversy. Guys, I'm here for it. I am here. I will say this. Shout out to Marcel Reed for doing your thing. We all knew, us Aggies here, we all knew who you were. We knew what you were capable of, and you went out there and you completely showed it. What I'm looking at, and what I want you guys to understand, I'm going to ride with both quarterbacks. I'm going to ride with the starter at the end of the day. It does not matter to me. It has always not mattered to me. However, if they don't start Marcel Reed, then I totally understand. Okay? A lot of you guys ain't going to understand, and that's fine, but I totally understand. Number 1, Connor is coming. Just because of 1 bad game, you guys got to stop doing that. He, too, was 11 of 14 for like 125 yards. I think in that previous game that they had played against McNeese State. 2 touchdowns. Went out the game second quarter, right? Gone. Marcel Reed, 11 out of 17. Man, if those aren't some of the most identical stats I think I've ever seen. But Marcel Reed was 11 of 17, 178, 2 touchdowns. That's damn good for your actual SEC play debut as a backup quarterback. It don't get no better than that. However, This is where Marcel Reed starts to branch off from the rest, and this is what we all knew. Marcel Reed, 13 rushes, 83 yards. 13 rushes, 83 yards. I'm not going to say what you guys want me to say, because somebody's going to come on here and say, man, he looked like Manziel. Don't do that. Don't start placing that on people, okay? Please don't start doing that. What I can tell you is this here. And this is the reason to why I won't be upset if Marcel Reed doesn't start. We have two really good quarterbacks, man. Understand what I'm saying. We have two really good quarterbacks. Connor is a pure pocket passer, and he will light you up. The problem is that Connor has been hurt. But when Connor is healthy, right? When Connor is healthy, and from what I'm hearing, this from me just taking in what Mike Elko said in the speech today, they're going to do their best to rest Connor Wickman, man. It's no reason to start him in the Bowling Green game if they completely do not have to. I'm telling you guys right now, Connor Wickman does not have to play that Bowling Green game. He does not. But if Marcel does come out there and he lights it up, in which I'm pretty sure he will, if he comes out there and he throws, well, not throw, if he comes out there and he has a total of like 8 touchdowns, I'm sorry. Yeah, we got a quarterback competition right there. That's brewing. That's going to be a hard decision to make. That is going to be a very hard decision to make. But as of right now, Colin does not need to play the next game. He needs to rest his shoulder. He really needs to rest. Okay? This is a similar injury to Quinn Ewers back on last year when I think they were going to U of H or something like that. But this is a similar injury. You know, shoulder. I think it's a mild ACL sprain or something like that that's going on with Connor, man. But you don't want him to continuously get banged up. And this is the reason why, right? Connor, like I say, pure pocket passer. People can say what they want to, but Connor is a surefire thing when he's in a clean pocket and he's throwing the football. We've all seen it. So we cannot act naive to that. When Connor is there, he reads it. He's a quick thrower. He has not thrown the ball quickly ever since the Notre Dame game. And even in that game, he wasn't throwing it very quick. Right? But Connor is a quick read quarterback. He goes 1-2 read, get to the third one. If it's open, bam, he's going to throw it. If not, he's going to take off. What we seen yesterday from Marcel Reed, though, Marcel Reed is a progression. I love Marcel Reed is 2 quarterbacks in one, and that's what I love. That is what I love about that young man. If Jimbo didn't do nothing else right, damn it, he recruited some good quarterbacks. They may have not stayed healthy, but Jimbo went out and got some damn quarterbacks, right? I wish Haynes Kings would have stayed healthy. But then again, he may have just not fit Jimbo offense. Who knows? You know? But anywho, man, John Anderson, that Texans, take that tick. No, we repping this. Sorry to turn it off. No, we repping this. You seen the game yesterday. I'm glad it's not Cowboys flag up here. If it was, I would have completely yanked that down. That was an ass whoop. Tell you the truth, Cowboys looked like the Florida Gators yesterday. That was an ass whoop. That was a complete beatdown. All right? And A&M looked like the Saints. That's what happened. That's what happened. But anyways, man, let's keep on going here. But what we have right now is what we should have had a long time ago. This is what we have. We have a Teddy Bridgewater / Lamar Jackson type of quarterback duo right now. A lot of people are going to laugh at that. I know you are, but Teddy Bridgewater was a pocket passing QB, but he could run. Connor is a pocket passing QB, but he can also run. What's behind him, though, and what was behind Bridgewater was Lamar Jackson, in which he could be a pocket passer when he wanted to, and he could take off and run and be a run-pass option quarterback when he wanted to. What's happening right now is Marcel Reed can be a pocket passer when he wants to, or he can be a run pass option when he wants to. That's very dangerous for defenses going forward. What we seen in that game was those ankles being broken. That ankle was completely snapped. And until this day, I still don't think that young man has got up off the field quite like he wanted to. I think in practice, he's still falling down today as we speak. Matter of fact, they may bench him next game. We may not even see him in a Florida uniform ever again. But he got. He got. Goodness gracious. I haven't seen a juke move like that in a long time. A long time. All right. So, anywho, guys, look, let's talk about it for a little bit. All right. We're going to run this thing for about 15 more minutes. But, gosh, let's talk about it. 15 minutes is plenty of time. Okay? And please, if you guys got any questions, put it in the chat. Okay? We're going to do our best to get there. When I say hour, let me bring in old Eric, the A&M legend. The A&M legend. Mr. Eric, where you at?
I'm here.
Come on in. Come on in.
I'm ready to saw them horns off November 30th. I'm started with that. You know, I love seeing them boys at number one. That's just a little motivation.
Right. Yeah. It's gonna feel so good if they coming in at number one for Texas A&M to knock them right off.
Hey, you know, if you beat one, they gotta put you in.
True. I'm gonna be honest, man.
Let's get into the Florida game, man. I tell you what, Marcel Reed, he came out and did exactly what I expected him to do, based off his first appearance in the bowl game. I mean, the kid, he did everything he did in the bowl game in Florida. Come out, go 11-17, 2 touchdowns, and then on the ground he gave you 83 and another TD.
Yeah.
And the boy got some sauce.
Yeah, he got a lot.
Did you see the move
I
did.
He
put on that Florida linebacker?
I did. That move will forever be talked about in A&M history going forward. Forever.
And then I'm gonna back up to the matter of fact. I'm gonna back up to the first drive.
Mm-hmm.
Second 21.
Yeah.
Marcel had the mental capabilities to identify that blitzing backer, waited for that backer to clear the line, and darted exactly where that backer came from. Made a cut. Put his foot in the ground, got north and south, and got on the sideline for a gain of 27.
Right.
I mean, the kid, it didn't matter what they threw at Marcel. It seemed like Marcel was a step ahead for the defense.
Yeah. He's electric. He is electric. And like we say, man, we all seen him in the bowl game. And going forward, I will say that we may see more of him. And like I say, man, I'm gonna tell you the reason why. If you give Connor that opportunity to show you that he is the guy, Connor can go out there and absolutely annihilate an offense with a clean pocket, healthy shoulder, and bring in Reed like the fourth quarter in almost every game if the defense stands up and do what they have to do. Like, seriously, man. And don't get me wrong, and this was always me looking at A&M in the season, right? I said that this team is a good enough team and is a surefire, talented team to go 9-3 with no questions asked. The floor for me was 8-4. That's the floor of this A&M team.
No, we can't. We've been doing 8-4.
But that's why I said the floor. That's the floor.
Floor would definitely be 9-3. My losses, I really didn't expect us to lose Notre Dame game. So
I didn't either, and just like a couple more other people.
I had us going 10-2. My toss-up games were Missouri at home, and Texas at home. I kind of had an inclination that LSU would be as advertised.
Yeah.
I mean, you lose the Heisman winner. We ain't talking about no quarterback that just threw for 2,500 yards.
Yeah.
We're talking about a quarterback that threw for 3,500, and then he ran for 1,000. That's a cumulative 4,500 yards offense. Some teams don't even reach that in total offense in LBS.
Yeah.
So when you lose something like that, you gonna take the hit. And that defense wasn't what it was suspect. It was suspect last year. As I feel like we should have won that ball game at LSU last year, but we had a lot going on. You know, we take that on our chin. We'll move on forward from that. But at the end of the day, right now, man, Marcel, man, I don't know. All I can say is Marcel. I mean, like you complimented Connor. I honestly think I thought Connor was hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, cause we seen Connor step into his throws. We seen Connor as a true freshman come in and light people up. And that Connor hasn't been on the field, if at all, maybe that Maniche game. Yeah. You know, he 11 for 15, 14, something like that.
Yep.
127. But I knew something was off when they pulled him that early.
Yeah, that's true. That is true, man. And like you say, man, looking at this Florida game in which we're talking about, right? So what do you think was the actual turning point of that game going sideways so far as that score was concerned?
Sarah's Rouse just dropped the gem. I'm going to just jump on the live chat real quick. He said that we see Bowling Green give Penn State a run for their money. Yeah, I hope you talking to others, we hope these guys ain't taking it like Bowling Green gonna come ready to play. You better believe it. Yeah,
they are.
They gonna come ready to play. But back to what you initially said, Jay. Man, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I feel like I don't know if the defense took stride. Watching the game and rewatching it over and breaking down the film as I watched it, I just felt like they did what they were coached to do, which was line integrity. You've seen these guys sit, read, let the offensive player make the decision where they're gonna go, and then react to the ball. And I feel like that was a lot of the positives on defense. They played gap sound. They played the way that they were supposed to play. And if they play that way, I don't think nobody in the country gonna want to play this.
Yeah. And this was complete. This was that complete A&M team in which, don't take out of context when I say complete, right? But this was that A&M team that a lot of people hyped up to begin the season. But this was also that A&M team that nobody wanted to talk about, right? It was that team that was eventually going to have the talent to start clicking. Now, like I say, don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm not saying that this team is in mid-season form by any shape, form or fashion. I'm not saying that. But what we seen against Florida, in which they went on the road and done this, they went on the road in which they haven't won on the road in years until last Saturday, But they went on the road and dominated, and they made Florida look like an FCS team. They really did. They made them look like an FCS team, and that there speaks volume when you can turn around and say, no. My backup quarterback done this. This wasn't my starter. This was my backup.
Got the nod in warm-ups.
Yeah, that there speaks volume, but you also bring it over, to that defense, and you say, no. I understand we weren't good, in those last 2 games when guys were trying to run the football. But we're here now. So do something now. So kudos to that rushing defense. Kudos to that defensive line for stepping up and saying, hey, we're tired of this shit. You guys aren't going to keep on running for 200, 150, stuff like that. No, we're going to get in here and we're going to completely shut your ass down.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this. I knew that defense was not playing when they showed the stat. I don't know if it was right before half or at half. And we had like 100 and some, I think it was 195 rushing yards to date, negative 14.
I have not seen that. In matter of fact, I don't think I ever seen that from A&M. To be just totally honest, I've never seen that from Texas A&M. Period. Not so far as I've been watching. You know, and hell, I've been watching them for over a goddamn decade. Now, other people, you know, for sure has probably seen it. But with me, my own eyes, I've never ever seen A&M hold an opponent to negative 14 damn yards in the first half.
Man,
you know,
it was exciting, man. But
and
it's expected.
Yeah, and but also, man, to see A&M have 300 plus yards to Florida's 70, that's insane. I ain't seen that shit since Johnny Football.
And
I have not.
I will say this. I do remember that year going just like this one had started off. A&M came out and they lost to that highly ranked Florida team.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of questions in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And once they figured out their identity, couldn't nobody in the country mess with it.
And as of right now, I'm going to ask you this question and just tell me if you agree or not. Texas A&M is going to be a run-heavy team this entire season.
Now that you say that, I want to dip here real quick. I want to shout out Trey Zoom.
Yeah.
Amari Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Shanahan for stepping up at center. We lost Colton early in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But Sanchez.
And I think his name Amar J. Reed or something like that.
Yeah, that's him. That's what I'm talking about. The right, he played right guard.
Man.
Left guard.
Okay.
And shout out Big Demetrius Crownover. And hey, did you see our boy out there? Father. I seen Father got some reps now. Father was looking good. Father looked like he back in full strength. So man, really shout out Adam Cushion for the job that he done with this offensive line. I would not be surprised if A&M got the award at the end of the year for the best improved offensive line in the country.
Yeah. And for years, what was the issue? What was the issue with this team for years, man? The offensive line.
Why was our quarterback getting injured? Why they come to take that hit last year? Because we couldn't block nobody. We couldn't block. And don't get me wrong, Marcel Reed made it so easy on the offensive line to stay put. You know, excuse me, but he made it so easy for that offensive line to stay put and stay within arm reaches, you know what I mean, to just grab people before he went out and done what he did. You know, and with him, the thing about Marcel Reed is going to break down the defense because he likes to scramble if he has to. See, this is the hidden gem with Marcel Reed. Marcel Reed will only scramble when he has to. But Marcel Reed will scramble to a certain point in where he does have a threshold line. And if that threshold line is right there and he doesn't hit it, he's going to find somebody open. Oh, yeah.
That's that hidden gem with Marcel Reed. This is what we've seen in a bowl game as well. It's a hidden gem with him. And that's all I'm saying, man. But like I say, man, to just go back to the game, First, look, we're going to go through these stats real quick. First downs, Texas A&M, 27 first downs, Florida 19. And they pretty much got those first downs really in trash time play. The passing for Texas A&M, 178, Florida 249. The rushing, in which is a stat that we ain't seen since 2020. And to be honest with you, we didn't see this shit in 2020 either. The rushing stat, 310 total yards. So Florida's 52. That's insane. That is insane. That's insane, man. And shout out to Le'Veon Moss, man, because a lot of people thought when Reuben Owens went down that it wasn't going to be anybody else to take that load. But then again, I'm gonna restructure what I just said. They knew it was somebody else, but they wanted a Reuben Owens type of guy. I'm here to tell you guys this here. He may not be a Reuben Owens type of guy, but he's going to be a damn good running back going forward. E.J. Smith.
I agree.
E.J. freaking Smith. He is now coming into the form of what he wants to do, how the way he knows that offensive line wants to block, and etc.
Man, listen here. I'm gonna be real short and brief with him. The guy is an SEC back. We already knew he had hands, but his physical stature alone is an SEC back, which is like 6'1", 6'2".
Mm-hmm.
But his ability to cut,
mm-hmm.
That jump cut that he made in Florida,
yeah,
he was one-on-one with a defender. He jump cut and fell forward for about 4.5, 5 yards.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would classify him as an elite running back, but I'm gonna hold back on the elite until I see more. Like I said, we only in week 3. We're going in week 4. We're 2-1. Week 3, so yeah, we're going in week 4.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put a to be determined on E.J. Smith, but all the flashes that I have seen, even in the Notre Dame game, I know everybody that's an A&M fan still go back to that drop pass.
Yeah.
On that the wheel route.
Right.
It was nobody in front of him. He catch that, he walked to the end zone.
Yeah, and that's true. That is true.
We gonna rock with EJ though. EJ look like the real deal.
And man, what did I tell you before the season started? I say, man, just watch EJ Smith, bro. EJ Smith can catch and run. They want to use him that way. However, the plan maybe have deviated from that since then, because I know they had to add in some extra stuff because of Reuben Owens getting hurt. But can anybody imagine if Reuben Owens would have been playing?
Oh my God! How would you stop Le'Veon, Reuben, and then Amari and EJ off the side?
Man, I'm sorry. I think it would have been at 400 rushing yards.
Man, I'm thinking 5.
And I honestly think we would have won that Notre Dame game. We would have won it. We would have won it because we would have leaned a little bit more on that run game to take over, you know. But let's talk about this response from Marcel Reed after Florida had just scored that touchdown. The response that he gave Florida was that, no, I told your ass to stay down. I told you stay down, and you didn't do that.
When he rolled out, I seen the motion in the play. I seen Cyrus standing over when he ran by. I said, if he rolled, I thought he was going to Watson in the flat. And then when he came onto the podium, he said that was his read. That is where he's supposed to go to the ball. He had Watson wide open for a first down. When I seen him look up, I said, oh, he's going to Cyrus. And then Cyrus is as advertised. They said he was one of them. He caught that ball.
Yeah.
It was over.
Yeah.
Out of there.
Yeah. And I would say this about our wide receivers. They haven't found themselves just yet. But Cyrus Allen, what he gave you was what Cyrus Allen had all along. Also, you got to remember, Ja'Day Walker. I'm not sure if he's hurt or not. Is Ja'Day hurt? He wasn't, right?
No, he played. Ja'Day played. He made a hell of a catch. He was just out of bounds. Marcel Reed, it was a fade route, and he led him out of bounds. If he would have kept him in bounds, he would have scored.
Okay. All right. So we still got Ja'Day, right? He's out there. Like I say, we all have to be patient, and we have to let these wide receivers develop into that Colin Klein offensive system. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You got to remember, these guys have went through like 3, some have went through 4 freaking different offensive play callers, but then at the same time, they had Jimbo tugging at the offensive play caller as well. So it's like they know a lot of things, but it's all about being where you're supposed to be. Now, I heard somebody, I see somebody that made a comment about Barber. So Barber was out there, but Barber has to get worked into that rotation. The rotation that we got right now was sick. The receiver for me, and just like everybody else, that really is supposed to be a prime threat, like a prime threat, is Moose Muhammad. So when Moose made that catch, I think he had made a slant catch, if I'm not mistaken. When he made that slant and he went for that first down, I think it was like 3rd down. When Moose made that catch, that further lets me know I'm still pissed off that Moose does not get on the field like that. You have to get that shit together, man, because the talent that he has is unfreaking deniable.
Man, I feel like it's up to Moose, though.
It is.
And the only reason I say that, I've been crying about Moose more than you have. I want nothing more than to see Moose on that field.
Yeah.
But Moose, just like Ilko said, we know Moose is Moose.
Yeah.
But we need Moose to prepare the right way through the week so that he can go on the field and perform like he do.
Yeah.
If Moose want to play, Moose got to follow the rules like everybody else. I'm not saying that he's breaking any rules. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's his attitude or whatever it may be. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
He may be too emotional. Like we seen him show out in the Manise State game, but we also seen him punch a player for snatching their mouthpiece out of their mouth. Yeah. And Elko has something to say about that. I'm not just speaking on it, but so I feel like it's a trust thing with them. They don't know what he'll do after the play if something don't go how it's supposed to go. Is Moose the leader of this room? I think Moose do lead this room. Yeah. I think it's between him, Ja'Day, and Noah Thomas.
And Noah hasn't come. Noah has not come into form just yet. Not yet. But Noah can catch the football. I still think Noah is him. I really do. But they got to get him going already. You know, they got to get him in it like, hey, Noah, look, bro, this is on you. This is I'm not going to say this is your team, but this is your wide receiver room. You really need to be the alpha in there. You need to take over that. And if you can't take over that, then you let me know, right? You need to really let me know.
He got some looks in Florida though. Marcel hit him, threw him I think it was a go route. But we got a flag on it.
And we did. We did. We got a flag.
I feel like that whatever play that was, if that dude didn't tug him, that was 6.
It was. And like we've said before, that game should have been 50, probably like 52 or 50 plus period, maybe 45.
We should have scored
to like
20.
Like
we did against Manchester. We should have scored at least 52.
Yeah. It should have been a whole lot of points on that board. And that A&M team know that they left a lot of points on that board. However, shout out to Bryce, man. Good Lord have mercy. Bryce is him. Man, we've been saying this for a long time. And man, he picked him off. He saw it, got him, and he ran to the house. He was not going to stop. And I want everybody out there to know that he was not going to stop. He wanted that touchdown. And he went and got it. He went and got it out the air.
Never seen him run that fast, Jay.
Man.
That boy, hey, I'm telling you, he looked like he was moving at a different speed than everybody on the field.
Yeah. And Bryce has been that guy. Bryce has been that guy, man. Shout out to the cornerbacks. I still think they need to work on some things, but for the most part, we have a really strong cornerback unit. We got a really strong cornerback unit, man. And I love that. The linebackers. Damn it. We ain't talked about linebackers since last year, but it was only one. No, I take that back because it was two. Because Terrion York was doing his thing. We now get to talk about the entire unit.
Yep.
They all look good.
Hey, I got a question for you. What you think was off for Randy? That wasn't like Randy Bond to miss out on field goal.
Man, I think it was just the weather, and I really do think it was that field. Not to say that that's an excuse, because that is something that he's going to have to deal with in his football career if he plans on going to the NFL. But
that field was awful.
He's just going to have to work on the little things. Randy Bond is still that guy so far as those kickers are concerned. But he just got to learn how to deal with that weather, man. And out there in the swamp, I get it. It's humid. That football was probably wet, slippery, humid conditions, just all kind of stuff. Then again, the ball was probably turned wrong. It's all kind of stuff that goes on with the kickers, man. Like, seriously. Because that ball does have to be placed a certain type of way.
Yeah.
So, But man, we're gonna keep on going. We're gonna wrap it up in about a good 5 minutes here. So let's talk about something else here, man. The tight ends. I think the tight ends need some credit in this game. Man, they made those plays. Theo Millador Ostrom. I did not know that he could dance like that. First off, I didn't know he could dance.
Say his name again.
It's Theo Millador Ostrom. I don't know why I got that all tongue tied right there.
We gonna call him. Hey, from now on, he Theo.
Yeah.
Theo.
Yeah.
Theo.
Yeah, he is. He is. And before we go even further, shout out to his dad. His dad, hey man, he is a very big supporter of his son and A&M, period. All right.
Yes, sir.
And for the ones that don't know his dad, you guys have to go to my page. Just look for that last name to pop up. and then you'll know that that's his dad, man. But his dad is a very, very, very big supporter of him. He supports that entire tight end room, okay? We all knew that Theo was a man amongst boys.
Yeah.
But he was another one that had to bring it out of him. I still think Donovan Green is nursing that injury, and they just don't want to throw him out there just yet. For the ones that are kind of, just sitting back and wondering where Donovan Green is at, be patient, because I did talk to Donovan maybe like the week before last, and I asked him, man, and he was just pretty much saying, hey, I'm good. And for the most part, he's just waiting until his name is called. You know what I mean? But that tight end room is dangerous. They are dangerous. That's another one that nobody wants to play against.
All right, so we got they just dropped it in the live chat. They said they refer to Theo as Thor. So we got a Thor on our team. So
yeah,
he goes by Thor. Thor.
Big Thor.
He brought that hammer to Florida.
He did, and he's 6'7". And how the way Marcel Reed placed the ball in the air, wasn't nobody going to catch it with him. Nobody at all. So It is what it is. And I like the tight end room because each and every tight end has a different skill set. All right. Trey Watson, he is a guy that is going to block and he's also going to catch, but he is so rough when he gets the football. All right. And what I mean by that is he is a pushover. No, he is a push you over tight end. When he gets the football, it's kind of like, get out my damn way. Get out my way. Theo, yeah.
He reminded me of Algie Crumpler. He used to play for the Falcons back in the day.
Okay.
He catch the ball, get to 20, 25, and a touchdown if he got to. Gonna catch it in traffic. But when it's time to block, he gonna get nasty.
Yeah, and that is true. That is true, man. And, man, you always got to love those type of tight ends because those are your NFL tight ends at the end of the day. You know? And he reminds me of those Iowa tight ends. You know how Iowa always put tight end in the NFL? Some way, somehow, they always go first round.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? He reminds you of that type of guy. I still think it's some growing for him to do, you know, being that he hadn't played football for that long. But all I can say is just, man, once again, look, man. If you ain't gonna give Jimbo no credit, give him credit for recruiting.
Hey,
shit, you gotta give it to him, man. He just didn't know what to do with it no more.
Yeah, he couldn't coach him. I ain't gonna say he couldn't coach him. I feel like Jimbo was so much of a player's coach that he didn't realize what his players were getting away with because he was naive to that fact because he was such a player's coach.
Yeah.
And then when you look at the offense, we knew, everybody knew, other coaches knew. That offense that we was running in the spring game when Bobby was lighting it up, when the season came, that was a complete different offense.
And it was.
So,
it was. And truth be told,
the first couple games when remember we had the conversation, like, we scoring 50 points a game, what's going on? I said, that's Bobby. I said, but when it's time and we really need it, watch what happens.
Yeah, man.
The offense went cold.
So, shout out to Mr. ATM. I forgot all about Calhoun and Miller.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I forgot all about them damn guys.
Is Miller hurt? I think he didn't dress out Florida game.
Okay, he might be. He might be. See, those are he wasn't listed on the depth chart. I mean, on the injury report. So I don't know. He may be another one that, you know, just maybe out nursing that injury for a little bit. And like I said, man, look, I put it like this: as soon as they get Donovan Green back, that's a agile. No, that's a agile. What is it? Agile tight end that can go up, catch the ball, make a move, dive for extra yards, and the next thing you know, he got a touchdown. But he's also a tight end that could go out there, get multiple flags. So if you got him on one end and you got Thor on the next, both of them are going to get flags damn near every time they go out and get close to the end zone.
Oh, yeah.
It's too easy. It's too easy.
I don't know how you will cover that with Le'Veon coming out of the backfield. You got Moose in slot. You got Cyrus out wide. You got Jade out wide. Hey, scary hour coming. We just need to get healthy.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna get healthy right at. I'm thinking we're gonna be probably full strength as far as injured players.
I think Arkansas.
I was thinking going into the Missouri game. Because that Arkansas game is gonna, even though we got an inclination that we could go in and dominate, I feel like those games are always bloodbaths, and we always need them games with somebody nicked up.
Yeah, and that's why I say I think they all gonna be ready during that Arkansas game. I do think this Arkansas game here is going to be another sold out event. I don't think Arkansas is going to come in ranked, but then again, it depends on how the way they do all. It depends. I don't think they're going to be ranked though, but they are going to be out there. So 1 second here, and then we're going to wrap it up. So Mr. ATM, Javon Thomas look good. Javon Thomas is a better cornerback under Mike Elko and Jay Bateman. I'm sorry. He is just a better cornerback. He's not left on the island anymore. Javon is playing like how he played in high school, which was a cover corner. He played man, don't get me wrong, but he didn't play man all the time. He is not a man-to-man cornerback, and that's not what we had recruited him to do. It's not, and it is what it is. Dez Ricks was out there, but Dez Ricks is another one in where he's working himself into rotation. You just got to be patient with all of these guys because it's so many of them. It's so many, but it's so many of them that are veterans out there.
What do you think about real quick, Marcus Ratcliffe?
He's gonna probably be that second to third round cornerback that's taken in that draft.
Okay.
And I say that because of how the way he's playing, his playing style, and he's another one. He's not going to run man to man with you, but as soon as they call the cover 3, he's gonna tear your ass up.
Yes, sir.
And cover 3 in college football, I have not seen a quarterback to this day that can go up against the cover 3 defense in college football
and not be successful.
Yep. I have not seen. I haven't seen not one of them be successful while playing against that type of defense yet. And if it is one out there, then you guys have to let me know. So I will end it with this. One thing I do want to say about Texas, right, and I'm just bringing up Texas for a certain reason. Texas is full of speed, and I think a lot of people need to know this, right? They do look good, and they do look like a top 5 team. I ain't gonna say number 1 because I just feel like I'm kind of overrating them. But Texas is a team that can take your ass out in 2 quarters if you're not going to cover all of them. I'm going to say this once again. If you're not going to do your best to cover all of them on the field, they're going to take your ass out in 2 quarters because they have the speed to do it. Those are very, very talented skill players, and you got to notice who you're going up against. Sark was a guy that can recruit his ass off, and he's going to go and get who he really wants to get, but they're going to come with speed. And I'm talking about so far as the skill players are concerned. And once he gets that rolling and those guys get open, man, it's going to be a long goddamn day. So, like I say, that's just something I'm throwing out there. You know, and I did just want to mention that, and I've been meaning to bring it up anyways. And like I say, man, I'm bringing it up for a certain reason because they too are about to go into SEC play in a little bit here. But these are the things that A&M backfield is going to have to deal with. So that's why I say when you play that cover 3, you can have all the speed that you want. But if you play that defense good enough, you can shut their asses down and you can make them into like a one-dimensional type of offense where they'll try to just dink and dunk. And if they're going to dink and dunk it, somebody's going to be bound to fumble the football, bound to throw an interception, and etc. So that's the defense that Mike Elko and Jay Bateman likes to play. And going forward, I think that's the defense that's going to help this team a whole lot going forward in the SEC.
I agree.
Yeah.
I do want to shout out on the defense, that D-line. Y'all keep shining, baby. We'll see y'all.
Yeah. So I'm with E on this one. Shout out to the D-line. Shout out to the cornerback unit. Y'all keep killing it. The quarterback room continue to stand up amongst everybody else. The wide receiver room, I just feel like we got to figure something out right there sooner or later because somebody is going to come in with a good defensive line that is going to challenge that running game. I'm sorry. They are. And that's just how the way sports work. All right, you are going to run into that one that's going to challenge you. And they may give you a run for your money. Who knows? But until we see that, we got to keep on working on certain things at practice. I'm not complaining about this win at all. I love it. It's about time. They have got every A&M fan around the world hyped going into this Bowling Green game, in which I'm not going to say it's going to be a sellout, but it's going to be about 90,000 plus in those stands again. And they're going to be there to witness a whole lot. So, like I say, I don't think Connor's going to be in that game, man. I do think Marcel is going to start in that game again, and he's going to do some damage. I think he really is going to do some damage to that defense. Only reason being is because that rushing defense, and not only Marcel, but that entire running back unit, he's not going to take it up on himself. They're going to put him in situations for him to lean more of on his running back than he is going to lean on his wide receiver. I'm telling you guys this right now. But they're going to annihilate that ground game against Bowling Green. And if they're annihilating it like how I think they're going to annihilate it, look out for the first couple of plays. Somebody's going to break a 60-yard touchdown run. Maybe 50, 40. It's going to be one of them. And if they do that, Bowling Green is in for a long night. A very long night.
Real quick, I just want to throw this in. Mike Elko did make the comment and say that he took the air out of the ball, meaning that he called a dog song. He said there was a lot of throws that were out there for Marcel Reed that Marcel Reed could have made, and this game could have been a lot more wide open, that he chose to run the ball.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught that. So what you just said, I expect Marcel Reed to throw for 325 yards, 3 touchdowns, and to also complement that with another 4 or 5 carries, 50 yards, and another touchdown.
Because he can to it. I mean, but I'm talking about to it. But because he can do it. He can do it.
Yes,
Hell, we've seen it before. That's the thing with us. We've all seen it before. The dude threw for 300 already before in his career. So he can have, yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
hey, that's it for you guys. We ran a little bit long on this one. My wife is going to kill me. But hey, I love all of you. Hashtag Giggle. Please make sure you subscribe to the show if you aren't already. And E, we will catch back up again. And that's it. I'll be back on tomorrow. Giggle.
Giggle.